Good morning. In our last class, we went through the third chapter, I Stand With You Against the Disorder, written by Janet Armstrong. We discussed about Janet Armstrong in detail. She is Canadian author, educationist, artist, sculptor, and indigenous civil rights activist. She is the first Native woman novelist from Canada. We have seen her literary career, the background of the article, I Stand With You Against the Disorder. Then we started the next text. We have got the clear idea about who is Janet Armstrong. She began this article with a self-introduction. Her paternal and maternal details are included in that. Even she belongs to Okanagan. She wants to protect her maternal culture. She also describes the geographical and cultural features of her motherland. She goes on explaining how the native people meet their livelihood and how nature, for instance, the river influences their daily lives. She points out that when she introduces herself to her people in her own language, she adds her responsibilities, goal, project, what she thinks, what she must do, and what she can't do. Okay, then we can continue the textbook. Page number 31. The way we talk about ourselves as Okanagan people is difficult to replicate in English. Replicate means repeat. When we say the Okanagan word for ourselves, we are actually saying the ones who are dream and land together. That is our original identity before anything else. We are the living, dreaming earth pieces. Dream is the closest word that approximates the Okanagan. Approximate here means exact. But our word doesn't precisely mean dream. It actually means the unseen part of our existence as human beings. It may be the mind or the spirit or the intellect. We are mind as well as matter. We are dream, memory, and imagination. So she believes that it is difficult to express themselves in English like the way they are. It is easy for them to speak about themselves in their own language, in their native language. Even we already identified she can fluently speak her language. So she says it is very easy to speak in their language. But at the same time, it is very difficult to repeat the same language in English and the other languages. Then she also says Okanagan means ourselves. She wants to use the word ourselves. Okanagan means ourselves. Then they are connected with their dream and land together. They have only one dream. They are sharing only one land. So that is why she says Okanagan means ourselves. They are connected with their dream and land together. She points the identity crisis once mother tongue is replaced by another language. I told you it is very difficult for her to explain what she meant. So dream is the closest word that approximates the Okanagan. And even she repeats, dream is very closest word, the exact word relating an Okanagan. But actually, it's not the word, just a word what we use in English. Again, she explains the unseen part of our existence as human beings. Even she is not at all satisfied to explain the word Okanagan in English. It is not possible. That is why simply she says Okanagan means ourselves. They are connected with their dream and land together. Dream is the very closest word relating Okanagan. Actually, it means the unseen part of our existence as human beings. Then she says, Okanagans have their own mind, spirit, and intellect. They are mind as well as matter. They are dream, memory, and imagination. That means we can't imagine an Okanagan without a dream, memory, and imagination. But you know, all the Okanagans have only one dream, one memory, and one imagination, in the sense they have only one dream. They are trying to fulfill their own dream, their own imagination. They always keep in their memory those beautiful, they are keeping all beautiful memories with them. Another part of the word means that if you take a number of strands of hair or twine, place them together, and then rub your hands and bind them together, they become one strand. You use this thought symbolically when you make twine, thread, and coil baskets. This part of the word refers to us being tied into and part of everything else. It refers to the dream parts of ourselves forming our community. Actually, Bai points out the strands of hair. She wants to speak about the unity. Okanagans have only one dream. They are standing together to fulfill the same dream. From that itself, we can assume their unity. They always stand together. And even this part of the word refers to us being tied into and part of everything else. So she says, Okanagans, they are being tied into and part of everything else. More than an individual, they are community. They are standing for the same dream, for the same imagination. They are working together to fulfill their own dreams. So, they strongly believe in unity. That is why she says, Okanagans being tied into and part of everything else. I explain this to try to bring our whole society closer to that kind of understanding, because without that deep connection to the environment, to the earth, to what we actually are, to what humanity is, we lose our place and confusion and chaos enter. Chaos means confusion. So she says, Okanagans have a deep connection with environment, this earth. When you want to speak about Okanagans, definitely you should understand about them. You can understand their relationship with the environment and earth. Then only you can identify their humanity, how they attached with their place. Even when they lose anything, this humanity and place, definitely the confusion, disorder will be reached among them. So that means Okinawans are strongly connected with environment and earth. They have their own humanity. They are deeply attached with their place. They are living without any confusion and chaos because they already made a good harmony with the nature. That is why they can share the same dream. That is why they can share the same imagination. When we Okinawans speak of ourselves as individuals, we speak of 4 main capacities that operate together. What are the 4 main capacities? First one is the physical self. Second one, emotional self. Third one, the thinking intellectual self. The fourth one is the spiritual self. So these are the main 4 capacities that operate together. The 4 cells join us to the rest of creation. Then we are going to speak about each self in each capacities in detail. Okinawans teach that the body is earth itself. Our flesh, blood and bones are earth body. In all cycles in which earth moves, so does our body. We are everything that surrounds us, including the vast forces we only glimpse. If we cannot continue as an individual life form, we dissipate back into the larger cell. Dissipate means disappear. So first she speaks about the physical self. So she says Okinawans teach that the body is earth itself. They believe that their body belongs to earth. That is why all cycles in which earth moves, it will relate to their own body. And she says if they cannot continue an individual life form, definitely they will disappear. So they strongly believe that the body is earth itself. Their body belongs to earth. As Okinawans, we say the body is sacred. It is the core of our being which permits the rest of the self to be. It is the great gift of our existence. Our word for body literally means the land dreaming capacity. I told you they believe that their body belongs to earth. At the same time, Okinawans believe the body is sacred. It is the most important part in a person's mind. So body is the great gift of our life. They also use a word to explain what it is body. Body is the land dreaming capacity. These are the explanations relating the physical self. I repeat, Okinawans speaks of themselves as individuals by connecting the 4 main capacities: physical self, emotional self, thinking intellectual self and the spiritual self. First one is physical self. Okinawans believe that their body belongs to the earth. They already study body is sacred. It is the main part of their mind. So they explain body literally the land dreaming capacity. Then Janet Armstrong speaks about what it is emotional self. The emotional self is that which connects to other parts of our larger self around us. We use a word that translates as heart. It is a capacity to form bonds with particular aspects of our surroundings. We say that we are people stay connected to each other, our land, and all things by our hearts. To explain the emotional self, she uses the word heart. We have also the same tendency to speak about our emotional side. We have the tendency to connect it with our heart. So Okanagan's have also the same culture. So the emotional self, she connects to other parts of the larger selves around us. So she also says emotional selves, it also connects with the other three capacities. And she wants to use the word heart to explain emotional self. Then again she says, we people, Okanagans, they stay connected to each other, their land, all things by their heart. She began this article by stating that Okanagans means ourselves. They have their own land and dream together. They are sharing the same land and dream together. So she says emotional self, it connects with the other three capacities. She wants to connect emotional self with the heart. Okanagans, they stand by connecting each other with the same land, with the same things, with their heart. Then we can move to the next capacities, that it is thinking intellectual self. The thinking intellectual self has another name in Okanagan. Our word for thinking or logic and storage of information, that it is memory, is difficult to translate into English. So thinking and intellectual, it is relating thinking and the word logic. First we started to think, even they already revealed that it is connected with our heart. So thinking and intellectual process, it is happening together. So we are thinking and we are thinking logically and storage the information as a memory. But she says it is difficult to explain in English. We already found it in detail. The words that come closest in my interpretation mean the spark that ignites. Ignites means cause to burn. So she wants to use the word equivalent for thinking intellectual self. It is spark that ignites. Spark that ignites. We use the term that translates as directed by the ignited spark to refer to analytical thought. In the Okanagan language, this means the other capacities we engage in when we take action are directed by the spark of memory once it is ignited. So the third capacity is thinking intellectual self. Think logically. It is connecting with the word memory. But at the same time, she says it is very difficult to explain in English. That is why she uses another term, that it is the spark that ignites. And thinking intellectual self, it is also connected with the other threes. What are the other threes? Physical self, emotional self, and spiritual self. So it has a deep connection with these three capacities. And based on these, based on the thinking intellectual self, the other capacities are working well. So once again I repeat, thinking intellectual self, it is a process to think logically. After that they are storing the information as a memory. She used the word the spark that ignites. And she is also says it is very difficult to speak in English. But at the same time, the thinking intellectual self, it is connected with the other three capacities. The other three capacities are physical self, emotional self, and spiritual self. Okay, I think all of you got the idea clearly about the four capacities. But here she didn't give in detail about a spiritual self. Okay, so she just explains what it is: physical self, emotional self, and thinking intellectual self. But she didn't speak in detail relating spiritual self. Then we can move to the next paragraph. We know that in our traditional Okanagan methods of education, we must be disciplined to work in concert with the other selves to engage ourselves beyond our automatic response capacity. We know too that unless we always join this thinking capacity to the heart self, its power can be a destructive force both to ourselves and to the larger selves that surround us. A fire that is not controlled can destroy. In this paragraph, she speaks about the Okanagan's educational system. Have you remembered? In my introduction, I already told you, Janet Armstrong got the opportunity to learn their own culture and educational system by her Okanagan elders. So she is sharing her experience and her thoughts relating the traditional Okanagan methods of education. She strongly believes in this system. So she says we must be disciplined to work in concert with the other selves to engage ourselves beyond our automatic response capacity. Definitely we should follow a very disciplined to work in concert. We know too that unless we always join this thinking capacity to the heart self, its power can be destructive force both to ourselves and to the larger selves that surround us. A fire that is not controlled can destroy. So all the capacities connected with mainly the emotional self. Emotional self connects with heart. So if an individual can think with a heart, positive way of thinking, then only he can stand together. Then only it will make a positive result. If a person fails to think and act it in a positive way, what will be the result? Then we can't control him. Then it will lead to the complete destruction. So she speaks about the emotional self. So in Okanagan methods of education, emotional self is very important. It connects with the heart. So a person should teach, a person should know how to treat the people. So if any negative things happening in an individual, we will get the result immediately, because Okanagans, they are standing together. The Okanagan teach that each person is born into a family and a community. No person is born isolated. Isolated means separated from those two things. As an Okanagan, you are automatically a part of the community. You belong. All within family and community are affected by the actions of any one individual. The capacity to bond is critical to individual wellness. Without it, the person is said to be crippled or incapacitated and lifeless. Not to have community or family is to be scattered or falling apart. In these two paragraphs, she is speaking about Okanagan's educational system. I told you, emotional self, it is very important in their own methods of education. So they should teach the students how to behave. Then the Okanagan teach that each person is born into a family and a community. By the birth itself, all the Okanagans, they should belong a community. So they will not allow them to live isolated. So as an Okanagan, you are automatically a part of the community. So you can't think as an individual. You have a strong bond in your family and also the community. Because when a person thinks negatively, it will affect the family and also the community. So it is very important in their educational system, they try to make them understand each and every person belongs in the Okanagan. They are part of the Okanagan community. They have their own responsibilities and commitment as an individual. So they can't be isolated. That are the 2 points she is discussing through their own educational system. Once again I repeat, she is very proud as an Okanagan. She is very proud about their own educational system, because she also talked about the rate of suicide. It is increasing among the Western. Okay. So through the educational system, the methods of education, she speaks about the emotional self. Then she also speaks about by birth, the Okanagan has his own or her own responsibility towards their own community. Then we are going to the conclusion. The Okanagan refer to relationship to others by a word that means our one skin. This means that we share more than a place. We share a physical tie that is uniquely human. It is also means that the bond of community and family includes the history of the many who came before us and the many ahead of us who share our flesh. We are tied together by those who brought us here and gave us blood and gave us place. Our most serious teaching is that community comes first in our choices, then family, and then ourselves as individuals. Because without community and family, we are truly not human. Then she says the Okanagan refers to relationship by using the word "our one skin." It means that the bond of community and family includes the history of their ancestors, and they also connected with their future generation. So they are keeping a strong relationship with their ancestors, and they are ready to think about their future generation. That is why they can easily protect their environment, natural resources, because they are concerned about their future generations. Their educational system, it is like that. The educational system already taught them to make a bond between their ancestors and also their future generation. That is why she speaks about their relationship by using the word "our one skin." They are sharing the same land, the same dream, and the same imagination. So they can easily maintain the relationship between the ancestors and also the future generation. That is why they have a close connection with the environment. And even they can't think for themselves, in the sense they can't think for as a individual, because they already connect with each other. They are giving importance to their community more than their family, because their ancestors already proved it throughout their life, and even they are ready to follow the same tradition as an Okanagan. So that is why they are saying they are giving importance to their community more than their family. So they will not get the time to think as an individual. They are not selfish. How they can act as a selfish person? Because they are working, they are living for a community, for Okanagans. Then how they can think as an individual? How they should become selfish? So the community is the most important choices in Okanagan's life. By saying that, she concludes this article, "I stand with you against the disorder." Once again, I just repeat what we discussed today. We discussed with how Janet Armstrong tries to translate the word Okanagan in English. She already reveals it is very difficult to explain in English or any other language. But she uses the word "ourselves," because Okanagans, they are connected with their own dream and land together. They are not isolated. Then she also says they have only one mind and matter. They are dream, memory, and imagination. She also speaks about their unity. They are standing for the same dream. Dream parts of themselves forming their community. After that, she also reveals there is a strong bond between earth and environment. Based on that relationship, we can only speak about their humanity, their place, without any confusion, because they have a very strong bond between the Okanagan and earth. Then she speaks about the four main capacities: physical self, emotional self, thinking intellectual self, and spiritual self. In the case of physical self, they believe that their body belongs to earth. They treat body is very sacred. They also use the word the land dreaming capacity. Then she speaks about emotional self. She connects it with the heart. She also says Okanagans stay connected to each other, our land and all things by their hearts. Then she speaks about a thinking intellectual self. She says it is very difficult to explain it in English. Anyway, she uses the word the spark that ignites. And she also adds thinking intellectual self. It is connected with the other three capacities. Then she speaks about the Okanagan methods of education. They are giving very important to emotional self, because a person takes the decision using his heart and thinking intellectual self. So they are giving importance to emotional self. And she also speaks about their unity. No person is born isolated, because by birth they are belonging in a community. So they are giving more importance to community than their family, because when an individual takes a wrong decision, it will be affected their community badly. So these are the two main points she discussed relating Okanagan methods of education. Then she concludes this article with the relationship of Okanagans. She used the word our one skin. She says there is a strong connection between Okanagan and their ancestors. At the same time, they are maintaining the strong connection between Okanagan and also the future generation. They want to continue the strong bond with the environment. The community is the most important choices in Okanagan's life. By saying that, she concludes this beautiful article, I stand with you against the disorder. Okay, thank you.